Oops. I am making dinner, and it is toasted Orzo skillet. The original recipe calls for shrimp, but some of us in this house don't really like shrimp, so we're doing it with chicken. But before we start that, I want to show you some brand new products coming out in March with Pampered Chef. If you may know, we're discontinuing both of our lines of cookware. The stainless steel set is being discontinued, and the non-stick is also being discontinued. We've had them both for about 10 years, and there's all kinds of new technology on the market, and so I am using this brand new stainless steel skillet. It is beautiful. This is the 10-inch. It's also going to come with a 12-inch. Comes with the lid. I want to show you the inside because this is not the stainless steel you're used to. So if you've never cooked with stainless steel and you may be afraid of it, this is a stainless steel non-stick skillet. What? Yes! Okay, look at the interior of this. I don't know if you can see it. It's got this like wet mesh design, but it's completely smooth. So it's non-stick, yet all the qualities that you love about stainless are in this too. So you cook with stainless to develop a fond or the pieces that may stick a little bit to the pan, and then you deglaze and make a sauce. You can still do that with this, and that's what I'm going to do tonight. You can see that. And so I'm actually going to start this heating up right now so I can get that started. And then I'm going to show you a couple of other things too. Make sure medium-high heat. I'm going to put a little olive oil in there. Get that going. Yes, it's non-stick, but I'm just going to put a little oil because that's going to help build our, I guess I need to buy more olive oil. How about that? It's going to help build our sauce. So, all right, some other new products. Let me get my ingredients out of the way here. Take a look at this new, so we're discontinuing our black tool turnabout, which I love, but this I love even more now. This is our new tool. I don't know, it's not even called a tool turnabout, but it's a new one. Now look at this. So you're cooking, and you'll have this over on the side of your countertop, but you want to bring these tools with you. So you can just take this out and bring them with you to the cooktop. And then you have all these other slots to put other tools in also. Also, of course, it turns. And then, hi Gabby. So it turns, and you also have this that pulls out, and this is your spoon rest. So we're discontinuing our other spoon rest, which I was sad about. So I'm glad that you've got a spoon rest here. So I'm going to actually use that. Now I'll show you a couple of tools. We discontinued all our bamboo spoons, but now we have these beautiful new wooden spoons. A spoon and a spatula and a slanted spatula too that gets into corners. This is an example of our new non-stick spatula and our new stainless tools, and this is the fish spatula. But by the way, all our new cookware, the non-stick and the stainless non-stick, you can use all kinds of tools in it, metal and everything, and the non-stick as well. So, okay, so this calls for shrimp. This recipe. I don't like shrimp, so I'm cooking and I'm not making shrimp. I did chicken, but I did cut it up small. I also used a tablespoon. I actually didn't measure it. A tablespoon of our lemon pepper seasoning. You know, you got to measure when you bake, not so much when you cook. But if you want to measure, you can use our measuring spoons. Put the wrong burner on. How about that? There we go. Put the smaller one on. Okay, you can use our measuring spoons, but the top of every lid is a tablespoon. So you can pour it in here. I just sort of sprinkled it on, and I'm going to put it in our pan. Okay. And I'm actually going to use our chef's tongs, another tool that I use all the time. Ah, hear that sear. Okay, so speaking of searing, I'm spreading the, can you see that? I'm spreading the chicken out, and I am not going to touch it after I've got it where I want it. And that's going to develop a sear. Okay, going to leave that alone. Now, with the raw chicken dish, I'm going to chop up an onion. And I called for a small onion, but I had a large onion, so I'm making it, I'm not using the whole thing. All right. And I haven't used my food chopper on a video yet. This is a product that's been in our line for a long time. I get a lot of use out of mine. And I want to show you that this comes apart, completely apart to clean. You can even take these parts, the wings as we call them, take those off. But this is your blade. And I'm going to put the onion in here to cook. You can chop up nuts with this, onions like I'm doing, broccoli. Still haven't moved that chicken. So, I'm actually going to chop it in the cap. These cutting mats are great for everything, not so much for the multiple blades of the food chopper. So, it's going to be a little noisy. There we go. I need to get a bowl for that. My cooked chicken is going to go in this bowl. These are our ceramic bowls. They come in two colors. This is the darker, this is the gray, and this is the sandstone. You may have seen. Now, when you use a food chopper, you can chop finely, coarsely, however you like. When my kids were young, when I lived at home, I would chop them up very finely. For one particular son who didn't care for any vegetables or anything else, the beauty of the food chopper is chop it to smithereens and still get all the benefit of adding it to your food. There's our onion. No tears. Of course, there are other ways to avoid the tears also. But if the blades ever do go dull, we do sell a sharpener for these. They also, it's also for the manual food processor blades and a few other blades that we have. Okay. So, this is about ready to be turned. Okay. I'm going to turn it down so you can see. I'm not seeing comments, but I'm seeing, because the phone is angled away from me. You can see that it's getting, it's been seared. All right. Another minute or two. I'm not going to cook it completely through because it's going to get added back in. All right. Whoops, I missed a piece. All right. So this recipe, as I said, is from our new Season's Best. It is, it's what we call the Cooking Skills Edition. And what that means is there's skills, like this is searing, but there's skills in it to teach you how to cook. So if you don't know what searing is, or simmering, sweating. Now, a lot of us sweat when we cook here in Florida, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about sweating the food. Tempering the sauce, or capoaching, sauteing, and more, deglazing, blanching. There's so many other terms in here and recipes that teach you how Let me see. Grilled peach salad, pasta, adobe chicken sandwich. How about this? Easy strawberry shortcake. Yum. Upside down caramelized banana cake. I suppose you could make it with apples too. You caramelize the fruit. I haven't made that one. Actually, okay, so this is the guinea pig edition because I haven't made any of these recipes yet in here. Chocolate pull-apart bread. You've heard of pull-apart breads. I make one every Christmas. It's a cinnamon one. But this one is a dessert. Chocolate pull-apart bread, and it's got a blueberry sauce. And that actually, it goes in our slow cooker stand. So let's see, Caribbean chicken rice bowls. Okay, who can say this word? Anybody? Shakshuka with zucchini noodles. Okay, where is that from? Does it tell me? It's a Middle Eastern dish, Middle East and North Africa. So maybe we'll try that one. There's all kinds of recipes in here. Great for yummy dinners. I think my chicken is going to be done. So, the recipe back up there. Okay, I'm going to remove the chicken. I have one piece that's a little bit bigger in here, a couple of pieces. I don't want to just pour it out because I want the juices to stay in the pan, because I'm going to continue building my recipe with those yummy pieces, yummy juices. Okay, now I'm going to show you. Okay, you can see the parts that are sort of stuck to the pan. That's what we want. Okay, so I'm going to lower the heat just a little bit. All right, chop the onions up. I'm going to add a little bit of butter. And again, that is mostly for flavor. Don't necessarily need it because this is a non-stick. Let's see how much butter. It calls for, I think, a tablespoon. So about a tablespoon, maybe. A little more butter, a little more flavor. Okay. Get that melty. You do not want to burn butter. Brown butter is good. Burned butter is not. All right, that looks good. Next, the onion. Get that going. And now I'm going to use one of my favorite tools. Okay. And that is the garlic press. I've got a large and a small clove of garlic here. Both of them unpeeled. Just put it in there. Oh, did you see? It all comes out. All right. Here we go. Here is the skin. Here's what's left of the garlic. All right, let's get that going. Need to add a little bit of salt. Now, okay, this is our salt and pepper grinder and the stand. I'm not going to add pepper because the chicken was seasoned with lemon pepper. I'm going to add just a little bit of salt, a few grinds of salt. You can always add a little more later or to taste if you want to. It's always better to err on the side of less, and you can always add more. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, that's about done. I had cut the butter sort of small. All right, so I've got a cup of orzo pasta. Orzo is an Italian, well, maybe this isn't redundant. It's an Italian pasta, but it looks sort of like rice. So we're going to add that to the skillet because we're going to toast it. All right. Okay, for 2 to 3 minutes. I'm going to keep stirring it. You want to get that toasted all the way around. Okay. Almost done with this part. So if you, I would say to you, why don't you host a party in March and get this skillet? This is the best of both worlds. This is a non-stick and it's a stainless. But can you see that it's nothing sticking to it? Okay, so it's non-stick. But the part that I did want to stick did. The chicken, the bits of chicken. Forgot the cheese and the microplane grater. Thought I was ready. All right, so here we go. That's toasted, I think. Now I've got a cup and a half, or a cup and 3/4 actually, of chicken broth. I'm going to pour in. I used they're measured already in my Easy Read measuring cup. And then after this is going to be a few minutes to turn the heat up a little bit. This will be about 6 to 8 minutes. And if you like, you could put a little, still do a cup and 3/4, but add white wine to it instead to make get all that pasta off there. Now this is going to go until it's absorbed. 6 to 8 minutes. After that, I will grate the cheese, and I'm going to just show you that. I'm not going to wait here 6 to 8 minutes. If you need it, I want to leave this, by the way, uncovered so the broth evaporates and absorbs into the pasta, the orzo, and evaporates. So we're going to leave that, let that go. And then we're going to add the cheese. So I'm just going to show you here. I've got some Parmesan cheese. This is the easiest thing to do. Please don't buy the green canister. First of all, it's mostly not Parmesan. And this is so easy. So I've got, I'll move it over just in case. Okay. So this is my adjustable fine microplane grater. You can do it like this, flat. You can do it like this, and it stores flat. So, okay. I'm going to have it standing up. Let me do it this way so you can see. Now, this is so easy and quick and fresh and not that powder-coated stuff that you buy in the can. So, okay. Now it's going. Normally, if I weren't filming, I'd have my fan on. Right. So So here I also have a lemon. I'm going to juice the lemon right into the skillet. I'll tell you what, I'll juice it into here so you can see that. And so to get the most juice out of the lemon, you want to break up the cells in here. There's a couple of different ways to do that. The easiest is to just roll it back and forth like this. All right. Cut the lemon in half. And then I use my citrus press. Okay, so right here I'm going to put this right into the measuring cup. If I waited for the liquid to be absorbed, I'd put it right into the skillet, but we're just going to do it in here. Whoa, juicy lemon. I think we're just going to do half of the lemon. Maybe I'll cut the other half up. Here we go. That's what's left into my garbage bowl. Then we'll cut the other half up and put it on the plates. Okay, so had I remembered, so what I'm going to do is let this come to a reduce, and actually the peas, I have a cup, excuse me, about a little bit more than half a cup of peas. That should have gone in there, but I got plenty of time. Frozen peas, just for color. Don't count the peas as your vegetable. Really, it's really more of a starch than it is a vegetable, if you're doing that. But it's nice bright green color. So after this, after it's reduced, I'm going to grate the cheese, put the chicken back in, cover it for a couple minutes. I would also, had I remembered to get the fresh parsley that it called for, I would have used my herb mill. So this is really a cool thing. I don't know if I've showed it to you before. You put your herbs in here, put it back on, take the cover off, and you just grate away. Now, what is this white ball for? That's because the leafy greens sometimes need a little help getting into the grinder. So you shake it and you grind it. And then, if you have any left over that you didn't use, this is the cover. You put the cover on here. Put it in the fridge. So this is our herb mill. I just made a tomato basil pizza. No, I would have put it on right. And I did the fresh basil with my herb mill. Okay. All right, so that's it. And we're going to just wait for this to reduce. And, you know, why not? I'm going to throw a little bit more of the lemon pepper seasoning in here for a little extra flavor. So it's coating the chicken. If you want to use shrimp as the recipe calls for, I'm sure you will enjoy it. I wouldn't. All right. So this is almost done. And actually, it calls for more cheese than I've grated. And a little more cheese is probably a good thing. Well, no, it calls for an ounce. I probably grated an ounce. Again, I'm not baking, I'm cooking. So, there's dinner coming along. I'm getting a facial at the same time. Yes, it's a good thing. Doing double duty here. So we're going to have dinner soon, and I just want to say thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.